While Albuquerque has a ton to offer for anybody that's looking to live here, there are a few areas that I don't want to necessarily steer you clear out of, but give you a little bit more insight to make sure that it's going to be a right fit for you. And in today's video, we're going to be going over some of the top neighborhoods you should probably look to avoid if you are looking for a certain type of lifestyle. So hang tight, grab your pen and your pad. Let's get into today's video. Yo, what's going on, everybody? If this is your first time tuning into the Living in Albuquerque channel, welcome. My name is Eli. Go ahead and hit that subscribe and notification bell down at the bottom. That way you guys never miss out on any videos like this one here, because we're going to be talking about all the great things that Albuquerque and New Mexico and the cities within it have to offer to anybody that's looking to relocate down here, and that might be you. And as much as we love doing these videos, guys, I gotta be honest with you, we are licensed brokers here in the state of New Mexico, and we'd also love to help you out with your real estate needs. And as you can see on the shirt, Heritage and Haven is our team, and we've partnered up with real brokers to help you guys make your Southwest dreams become a reality. So if you are interested in moving down here within the next year or so, you're looking to buy a house, that number popping up on the screen is our direct line. Feel free to call or text us at any time because we'd love to help. I know what you guys are probably thinking. Why is Eli gonna be talking about areas we shouldn't be looking into? And the truth of the matter is, guys, is that I don't want to just continue to just tell you how great living here is and everything you're going to get from relocating to Albuquerque, because not every neighborhood is going to be a perfect fit for everybody. For instance, right, man, the affordability here, cost of living, and just the lifestyle here is pretty much, you can kind of give it an overall statement that it's slower pace, it's way more affordable than most major cities. And if you do enjoy being outside, like, that easy access to nature here is crazy. Like, especially being centrally located in the state, Albuquerque is like 3 hours away from like 3 or 4 popular mountain towns. And if you wanted to go to like the bordering states like Colorado, Arizona, and Texas, it's gonna be pretty easy. But there is some areas here in Albuquerque that I gotta tell you that not everybody is gonna enjoy living there. Especially the first one up on this list. The first one up on this list is gonna be the South Valley. Now, South Valley for me is home. Born and raised down there. Like, man, if I could move back, and we hope to move back sometime in the near future, that'd be pretty cool. But truth of the matter is that if you are looking to live in the South Valley, it's gonna be more rural. There's gonna be bigger lots. There's not gonna be a whole ton of dining and shopping down there. So it's gonna be this old school place that's stuck in time. Like, literally, if you go deep in the South Valley, there's like one like food market. Now, it is growing, it is developing. You got the Las Encantadas like shopping center, I think is what it's called there, with the movie theater, the Walmart. You have Ross, the Shoe Depot, Hobby Lobby. There's so much going up there, and they just put different restaurants there like Chick-fil-A, Dion's, Whataburger, so that's a plus, right? You got a Starbucks, and I think they also just got a Dutch Bros. So I mean, although that it is growing, it's still pretty slow, guys. And the little market that is deep in the South Valley, which is Jerry's Market, which has been there for, I mean, it feels like centuries, is probably going to be your best bet if you live on the farther end of the South Valley. So what am I getting at? Well, the South Valley is going to be a bit more rural, off the beaten path. You're going to be a little bit farther to amenities. So you are going to make a bit of a trip when it comes to, you know, going to the grocery store, Costco, and all that stuff. It's not going to be like 15 minutes. It's going to be more so like 30 minutes. And you're also going to run the chance of sitting in traffic for a little bit longer because people are traveling to Los Lunas, Bosque Farms, Peralta, and then just getting to like the South Valley is a little inconvenient because there's really no like big major highway system besides like I-25 getting you over there. But you still have to travel through like the streets and like the little roads to get to your house. So it's a little inconvenient. So if that's gonna bother you, I would highly recommend maybe we look a little bit more centrally towards the middle of the city. But if you're like me and you don't mind driving, you don't mind just taking a back road, or I don't know, taking the long way home just to, you know, blow off some steam before you get home because the day was pretty rough, it might pay off in the end. I don't know, whatever that means to you. And if that seems intriguing and you're like, man, I do enjoy being a little bit more in a rural setting. I want to have horses, I want to have animals, I want to have a bigger plot of land, and I also want to pay a lot less for it, because homes in the South Valley, just depending on where you go and how big they are and the plots of land, can be as cheap as $350,000, guys. And that's not just because that's the average price range here in the whole city, but that's the truth. Most houses down there in the South Valley, if they're not extravagant custom built homes, you can pay under $400,000 for that house and have an acre of land. So it's pretty cool to see that that type of lifestyle is still pretty affordable down here in Albuquerque. So if that's intriguing to you and you want to learn a little bit more, feel free to reach out. Second place on this list, guys, is going to be the West Side. Now, why the West Side, and why am I not like giving you all the different neighborhoods within the West Side, like Taylor Ranch, Fontana Ranch, Ladera Heights, and all this stuff? Well, because it's pretty much all within the same idea that it's still developing. There's still a ton of growth happening over here. So not only are you going to run into construction at times, but you are going to find that traveling across the river during traffic hour, it gets kind of old. I've been doing it my whole life and I don't see no end in sight. I do get lucky that sometimes I don't get stuck in traffic a whole lot, but when you do, especially when you're a local, after some time, you think that sitting in traffic for more than 20 to 30 minutes is pretty annoying. So there's that. But if that doesn't bother you, then go ahead and just go on to the next topic, because the West Side is just going to be ideal for you. Because if you are looking for something that's a little bit more on the newer side versus like the South Valley and the East Side, the West Side is going to be it, right? And you are getting a ton of new amenities. They're building an Olive Garden. Word on the street is that In-N-Out Burger just bought a plot of land down the street from us. And then you have all the big private schools down the street from here. You have St. Pius, Bosque, and then you have Volcano Vista, which is a newer high school on this side of town. And then of course all the feeder schools that go into it. But access to nature, going out onto a trail, just because most of these neighborhoods are built like kind of like a suburby type of feel. They want to make sure that it's family friendly. You got tons of parks everywhere. It's easily accessible to hit a trail, go biking, go hiking, all that stuff. This area potentially might actually fit your lifestyle and even your price point, because you're not going to be spending buku bucks for whatever I'm spilling out to you and trying to sell to you. You're actually going to be spending around the same as the South Valley, right under that $400,000 range, and you're going to buy a pretty decent house. The cool thing about this side of town is that there's so much diversity in the builds. You're going to have that mid-century modern style feel, ranch style. Then you're going to have newer multi-generational homes. Shoot, the other day I was on a Zoom call talking with somebody who's looking to relocate their whole family here, and they said, we need a pretty big house and we want to spend under $600,000 for it. I showed them a 3,700 square foot house on the MLS that had a 3-car garage, and of course it wasn't a massive yard. Like it was a decent sized yard, enough to be able to host a family of 7 or 8 people. 5-bedroom house, 4-bath, like massive. This thing was just huge, and it was listed around below $500,000. Like when I showed them that house in comparison to where they were living, they said that house would cost us over $1 million, and it's crazy to see that we're only gonna pay around $500,000 for it. Like, it blew their mind. So there's that, guys. So if you are looking for that type of lifestyle, you want easy access to trails, you want to be able to, go and enjoy all these new amenities that we're getting on this side of town, and you don't mind driving over the freeway during traffic hour or just dealing with construction headaches, the West Side is gonna be a perfect fit. Alrighty, now we're gonna go a little bit more central, kind of go towards the middle of Albuquerque. More popular area that we're starting to help people relocate to is gonna be Uptown. Now, why Uptown, and what's the biggest red flag that we see with people that are relocating there? Well, number one, if you don't mind paying more for an older home, this area is going to be for you. But if you don't want to do that, then you might want to stay free and clear from living centrally in Albuquerque, because Uptown has a ton of good stuff to offer, but you're going to pay for it. That's the only downside that I see here. And plus too, some of the houses are a little bit older and people don't necessarily want that. Now, I do have a boatload of clients that are actually looking for some of these, pretty quirky homes. Like mid-century modern homes are super popular here. The old school ranch style homes where you have this big, almost bay window at your front living room area to where you can see who's coming. You can watch cars go by. Like, it's very nuclear family 70s kind of feel vibe, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. But just coming back to the whole topic of things, why do people relocate to Uptown? Well, you have all the amenities close to you. You're gonna be about 10 to 15 minutes away from virtually everything. The Rio Grande, the mountains, the mall, fine dining, restaurants, Windrock. There's so much to say about living here that is going to be beneficial to you, especially if you do enjoy being closer to like events and people, breweries. You have a big social life and you really don't want to deal with traffic because you can take all the dang side streets just to get home, especially if you're working in like downtown for the city and stuff. So it's pretty convenient to live here. The only downside, like I said, is the price. Now, I keep bringing it up and you're probably wondering, what am I gonna pay for a house here? What is the hang up on the price? Well, houses in Uptown can get as close to about $500,000, and that's not gonna be like something super like extravagant or anything like that. It's gonna be a pretty average home. So if you don't mind an older home, you don't mind paying close to about $500,000 for it. Upside is that some of these houses have decent sized yards. I don't know what it is, but my guess is that back in the day when they were building this area, it was trying to be considered more on the luxurious end, of course, right? Because you had everything super close to you. I mean, you're close to the fairgrounds, you're super close to freeway access, and again, like I let you know, close to fine dining and shopping, Uptown, Midtown, Windrock, Coronado Mall. I mean, you name it, it's all right there, guys. So I guess you can kind of get the picture of what I'm getting to, is that it may not be ideal for somebody who, you know, doesn't want to live in the middle of all the action. If you are somebody that enjoys your peace, you don't want to pay $500,000 for an older house. You don't want to pay for a house that you may have to actually put some money into to, you know, fit your needs and fit your lifestyle. You want an open concept, you want an upgraded kitchen and bathrooms and all that stuff. This area might not be for you. So when we are looking at this area, if that is kind of something that you're interested in, maybe we can find something that suits and fits your needs and at your price point. Maybe not, I don't know. But again, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. And these are things that I love to discover with you guys firsthand over a Zoom call. We pull up the MLS and really just discover and really get into the weeds of figuring all this out, because you need a guide, right? And that's me. So feel free to reach out because I'm ready to chat. All right, now that we got Uptown out of the way, I think interjecting Oldtown is gonna be the next place that we should talk about. And why shouldn't you look in Oldtown? Well, if you're somebody that doesn't enjoy houses with historical charm, you don't enjoy that Southwest adobe style, you enjoy a little bit more modern, you want a bigger house, you want a house with, you know, an open concept, open layout, and you don't want to pay close to about $500,000 for it because of that historical value, then we may need to look somewhere else. But if that's you, hey, this area is going to be perfect, because Oldtown, I mean, it's old. But with old and Albuquerque being Albuquerque, we believe in preservation. A lot of this stuff is actually pretty well taken care of. And if you're somebody that enjoys being in the middle of the action and you want to be able to walk to all the different events, you want to go to Oldtown in the evening to just, you know, grab a bite to eat, have some wine, have a beer, whatever the case is down there at the winery and the brewery, this area is going to be for you. Or if you just enjoy the historical value of Route 66, like a lot of places are getting revitalized. You have El Vado, you have the Monterey Hotel down there, and then you have some other hotels that are getting revitalized and getting this whole new life brought to them. Like, that's something that I can say. It's crazy to me that I have these conversations with people, and for those that get it, get it. So if you're looking for all that, you don't mind a smaller house with shorter roofs, quirky rooms and quirky builds, and mainly Southwest adobe style homes, and you want to be super close to freeway access, the Rio Grande, Tingley Beach, the country club for one, because that's super popular with them, you know, the people who want a fancier golf course and an exclusive membership to be able to get on this golf course that just offers a pretty cool community. This area might actually best fit your needs, guys, believe it or not. And especially if you want to be centrally located, you don't want to travel across the river to get home and all that stuff. Like, you don't want to deal with so much traffic. This is a dope area, and especially because it's in the middle of the North Valley and the South Valley, so you get the best of both worlds, guys. So if that's something that you're interested in, guys, I'd love to help you find that special Southwest style house in Oldtown. And we've actually helped people buy and sell houses in this area, and the last one that we actually helped somebody do, we were the ones selling it, and the only reason why they were selling it was because they were looking to retire, and they owned this home for like 60 plus years. Like, this guy grew up in this house kind of thing, and they were looking to retire, and they wanted to sell to put the money in their retirement to be able to go and travel, do all these different things. So I was helping them sell it. funny thing is that we sold it to their neighbor because they wanted their whole family to live in that neighborhood because they have lived there their whole lives. So they didn't want to go anywhere. So that's happening a lot, and it's happening more often just because people understand the value of this area. My father-in-law owns a piece of property here in the Sawmill District, which is right next door to Oldtown. It's part of Oldtown, you would say. And the only downfall that I see with these neighborhoods is that if you want to do any kind of changes to your house or changes to the lay of the land, you have to get with the historical communities down there. So if you don't want to deal with that, I'd make sure that you steer clear of dealing with these societies because they are just as bad as HOAs, if not worse. Alrighty guys, we made it to the last topic on this list, in the last area. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys that down in the description below is a free relocation guide, and it's helped out hundreds of people within the past year with getting an idea if Albuquerque is going to be a great fit, because in that relocation guide, it gives you all the top neighborhoods, top things to do, average price, population count, all of it. And it allows us to connect. I won't pester you, I promise you. The only thing I will do is reach out to thank you personally for downloading our relocation guide. But getting into the next topic, guys, we are going to be talking about the Southwest Heights and why are you going to want to steer clear from the Southwest Heights. Reason is if you don't enjoy having a 45-minute drive home, you want easy freeway access, you want amenities all around you, and you don't really care for the whole suburban feel, like this area might not be for you because it's still developing, much like the West Side, and the West Side is way more developed than the Southwest Heights, to be honest with you guys. And Southwest Heights is one of the more affordable places in Albuquerque to purchase home. You can purchase a house for around $300,000 in most cases here, sometimes even a little under that, especially in areas that I've lived in, like in the Desert Springs neighborhoods and stuff like that, off of Arenal and Hunter. Like, super affordable, guys. So it's a no-brainer to move over here if you don't mind dealing with those things. If you don't mind having a little bit of a drive home, you don't mind not having super easy freeway access, you just want to live in an affordable community and have a decent sized house and a decent home that is on the newer side, because most homes were built after the 2000s here unless you live in Westgate, and Westgate is like super old. Like, any local will tell you that Westgate has been there forever. Like, it's been there way longer than any other house on, you know, Rio Bravo and 118th Pass. So 118th rings a bell to a lot of people because that's where Driscoll Heritage Academy is. That's the high school that I graduated from. If you got kiddos that are going to be going to that school, the only negative thing that I have to tell you is that when school is in session and you're taking your kiddo to school or picking them up, traffic is a mess. So just be mindful of that there. But so many of the great things coming to the Southwest Heights because it is developing and it is growing, that if you do live there right now, property values are only going to increase. You're going to be super close to the South Valley and super close to all these different new amenities. Like we talked about Lomas Encantadas. They have the IMAX theater there, they have the Hobby Lobby, the Walmart, Leon's, Chili's. They even have an urgent care there now, which I didn't mention earlier in the South Valley portion of this video, which is actually pretty cool. So a lot of great things coming to that side of town. And if you don't mind, you know, travel, you don't mind, you know, having to go 30 minutes to a Costco kind of thing, then this will work out for you. I know it did for me for many years, and my parents still live down in that area. I got a ton of family that lives down in that area, so it's not that bad. I may just overblow the thing a little bit to paint the picture for you guys so you get it, but if you don't mind that whole not being super close to amenities and a little bit more of a desert kind of feel, this place is gonna be perfect for you. Now, I hope I didn't put a sour taste in your mouth about some of these areas in Albuquerque. Like, they're all great. They're not bad areas at all. They just have their little things and their little quirks that are not just gonna fit everybody's lifestyle. And like I was letting our editor know, people are moving here because they want a change in their life. They want a change in their pace of life. I don't know, maybe the whole change in their belief systems and stuff like that. People are moving here more for a lifestyle change, if that makes sense, if I can say that. Anyways, I hope this video helps, guys. And if you do have any more questions, that number popping up on the screen is my direct line. And yes, I talk with my hands. Get over it. I keep saying this every video because people keep pointing it out, like, stop talking with your hands. Like, I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, I'm a very creative and expressive person when it comes to like really putting things out there. Like I talk with my hands because I want to make sure that I can emphasize the emotions behind these videos. I think if I stood here like this, everybody would be like bored of me and not want to like reach out and have a conversation with me because it'd be like, man, this guy's boring. But being authentic and real with you guys has helped me connect with you guys even more. And I'd love to connect with you guys. So if you are looking to relocate down here within the next year, you want to purchase a house, if you do want to rent, you know, we have some options available for you guys, and we got some tools and resources. Renting here is just kind of, it is what it is kind of thing. Houses go very fast when you are looking to rent here. So if you don't want to miss an opportunity, we can help and connect you with those property managers. But if you're looking to purchase a home, it gets a little bit more in depth because we have to fit all of these crazy things into the equation, right? So if that's you, feel free to reach out. I'd love to connect with you guys. I'm gonna go and just take care of a bunch of things that we got today. I'm looking for my list of things that I have to do over this long Memorial Day weekend. You'll be watching this after the holiday, so I hope you had a great weekend. We'll catch you guys next week on the next video. Peace.